All right, go. How you and Pop-Up met.
He used to run around with my brother, Ted. So he and Uncle Lucky and Ted were buddies. So they'd meet at each other's homes or whatever for quite a few years. So I've always, I've known him.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, Aunt Dot and I went downtown. We didn't have cars. We had to take a bus. So we took a bus and went downtown. And when we were through shopping, doing what we wanted to do, we were standing on a corner in front of the bank, waiting for the bus. And he drove up, and he said, "Y'all ready to go home?" And we said, "Yeah." So we got in the car, and he brought us home, except he took Aunt Dot home before he took me home.
Hmm.
And then he asked me to go out with him, so that was how we met. I mean, we really knew each other before then.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Mm-hmm. So we dated, and our dating was only going to go to movies.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe,
Which is funny because you can't really talk and get to know each other in movies.
No. But then we'd go to one of the clubs, the Moose Club or the Home Association.
You should tell me about those because I'm picturing like where I go to when I go out with my friends, and I think it's really different. Like I'm picturing like the Draft House, which is like a German beer garden.
Well, these are all beer gardens, and there's a ton of them in our hometown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because it's like
Because of the mines. The miners would work, and they worked different shifts.
and you had a huge German population, so of course you'd have stuff like that.
I don't know how much Germans we had. We had more Polish, Czechoslovakian, Slovakian, Italians. I don't remember a lot of Germans.
Maybe it was another part of Pennsylvania.
Just on our hill.
Just on your little hill, the German hill.
And I didn't know anybody in the area where he lived, because he lived close to the downtown area.
Yeah.
I lived on the hill. Yeah, we were situated in between two mountains.
Mm-hmm.
He was on one and I lived on the other. He lived in what they call the borough, and I lived in the township.
Mm-hmm.
The whole area was called Shamokin. It's changed now because where I was born and raised is now Cole Township, Pennsylvania. It's no longer called Shamokin.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. But the funny part is, beyond where he lived was another area, and that was called Springfield. But it's still Shamokin, except now they changed it to Cole Township. So Cole Township kind of circulates around Shamokin, doesn't it?
You know, just pass the name along. In 10 years, it'll be something else.
So, anyhow, we never rode because we never had a car.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea what it was like to own a car or even drive. The first time we got in a car to ride was when my sister's boyfriend at that time came to the house in the car, and we were all just, now you have to understand, there were 10 of us. Actually 13, but 3 had died when they were babies. But there were 10 of us all around this car because it was a novelty to us, you know. So he asked if we wanted to go for a ride, and we said yeah. So we all piled. That was Monroe. We all piled into his car, and we went around the block, and that was the extent of that. And then he picked my sister up, and they took off. But anyway, yeah. It was fun growing up in those days. A lot more fun than now.
Yeah, because you
Lot
get to be
more fun.
outside more and with your friends more. And
Yes.
you don't have like this pre-made fun with like TV and video games.
No.
You have to make your own.
We would come home from school, and the first thing was always do your homework before anything. Do you have homework? Get it done. And then after we ate, we all as kids, we had our job. It was handed out by my dad, and he would say, it's your turn to do the dishes. And then it's Dorothy's turn to clean up the floor and clean up the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody had to do something. There wasn't where one's doing something and the rest are running around. No.
Mm-hmm.
We all worked.
A lot of work to be done.
And the work got done, and then we could go outside and we'd play, and my mom would say, now when the arc lights come on, you come on home.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go outside and we'd run around and get our friends, and we'd play, and different kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play a game called Nips, and it was just made from a broomstick, and then a piece was cut off. Do you remember that? And the ends were sharpened. Both ends were sharpened. And you would have to,
Be like this.
yeah, and you would have to hit the edge of the part that had the two ends sharpened like a pencil.
Uh-huh.
And you'd hit that, and you'd have to hit it this way to see how far you could hit it. And then that would be so many points. It was marked off as 25 feet, 50 feet, and that's how we played.
I
Yeah.
really like that.
That we always did that, and then we played Pussy in the Corner. I don't even remember how we played that. Hide and go seek. I mean, there were a lot of games we played outside. It's just the boys with the ball, baseball, and then because there were empty fields. So it was fun growing up. And when the arc lights come on, we would all just time to go home, and we'd all run home.
You don't know what an arc light is.
It's a street lamp.
A floodlight.
Yeah.
We did that in Louisiana. Since we had so many kids on our block, we would just wake up, eat breakfast, and as soon as we were done, go outside, and we wouldn't come back until the streetlights came on.
Yeah, it was fun, because our parents didn't have to worry about us. We listened, and we just had a fun time growing up. We had games that we played inside. I'm trying to think of what some of those games were. Parcheesi. I can't remember what. Oh, we used to play bunco a lot. We had dice.
Checkers.
Checkers. Yeah. But that was only when it rained.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to stay in and play. Everybody was ready to go out.
Yeah.
But we had a good time growing up, and especially when there were so many of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when we lived in town. That wasn't when we lived on a farm. Because when we lived on a farm, that was a whole different story.